Next up, at UFC Singapore, we have Chidi Njokuani, and he is taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk. Nope. That's Joanna Oleksiejczuk. Michał Oleksiejczuk. Should have just said it wrong to begin with. Chidi Njokuani, 22-9 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-fight losing streak, taking on Michal. He's 18-6 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that grapple-heavy loss to Caio Baralho. This line tightened quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see if it ends up flipping. I totally understand because Chidi Njokuani is a very, very good striker. He's got speed. He's got power, good distance control. Not really a high-volume guy, but he does stick and move really well. His feet are never in the same place for too long. People have a hard time getting to him because of that. If you are able to get inside the reach and work your way to his legs, you can potentially have some success with takedowns. And he's coming off that loss to Albert Duraev. He's taking on Michal. How do you say his last name? How do you say his last name?
I don't.
Exactly. This guy's a very good striker. He's insanely fast. He's got a ton of pressure. He does also have power, and we saw that in his last 2 wins before that Caio loss over Cody Brundage and Sam Alvey. And while he is dangerous on his feet, he also has some grappling holes. He can fade as the fight goes on. He can be taken down, sort of held down there. But he's coming off that second round submission loss to Caio, where he actually looked good in the first round. This is a really tough pick for me. And I went back and forth. So I'm like, oh, I'm super confident in Chidi. Chidi's definitely going to win. And then I would look at Michal's record and be like, oh, man, like this isn't – these are actually decent losses. This isn't that bad. Like he's not losing to nobodies here. And that's what got me a little nervous. I still think Chidi wins this fight. But I'm not going to put any money on it because I could definitely see Michal winning this fight. He can come forward, stay busy, be the active guy, stay in Chidi's face, and as long as he avoids that power, can be totally fine. But what I do love about Chidi is that even though he can be low volume and let others dictate the pace, which is 2 things that are not very good, he's always going to be faster. He's always going to be more powerful. So if he sticks with that and he lets his hands fly and, touches up Michal, then he can frustrate him, slow him down over time. So Chidi's going to be the pick, but I'm not going to argue with anybody on the other side of this fight because I can absolutely see it going that way as well. What do you think, Jakey Babaloots?
Yeah, you got to stop with that shit. I'm going with Michal in this matchup because I was just laughing at me saying you got to stop with that shit because I looked at your face and you were like, oh, shit, like – You were a little bit scared, I could tell.
I'm just going to keep doing it. Oh, yeah,
no,
terrible.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. You're a little bit scared. I'm going Michal in this matchup. I actually kind of like him in this matchup because he seems like the perfect guy as far as a striker to fight Chidi. Obviously, the way that you're going to beat Chidi most times is you wrestle him, right? You saw that with Duraev mixed in the wrestling. He wasn't all in on the wrestling, but he mixed it in enough to where Chidi was kind of hesitant, like, oh shit, I don't want to get taken down again. And he was kind of backing up against the fence and was kind of scared to throw because he did not want to get taken down. So that's the way you beat Chidi. Michal is not going to beat him that way, but he is going to beat him with pressure because Chidi is a long, rangy striker, but he is not a guy that has power in the pocket. He does not have power with his hooks, with his something nice and tight when somebody's in his face. Obviously, he's going to have natural power. He's a middleweight. He's a big guy. But as far as like big knockout power, that is going to be his rangy shots at the end of his punches. And Michal does not fight that fight. He marches to the middle of the octagon. He pushes you against the fence. He throws volume. And that just, to me, when I'm breaking down film, seems like the perfect recipe for disaster for a guy like Chidi. Chidi wants to stay at range, and Michal's a guy that will just kind of wear you down. And he's got sneaky power, too. I mean, he also has power in his own right. He's put people away. This is definitely the best striker he's faced since the Dustin Jacoby fight, which is a 3-round decision. Definitely got more power than Dustin, but I think Michal just gets in his face, makes it kind of dirty, makes it ugly, and wears him down. And you saw Chidi, once he kind of gets worn down, there's just not enough. He definitely isn't going to have the power, in my mind, in the second and third rounds. And he definitely has shown that he won't throw the volume needed to win decisions either. So, I'm for whatever reason, I feel kind of good about Michal in this fight. And I'm glad I got him at the value I did.
I was going to say that then anybody who agrees with you should just keep an eye on the line movement tracker because the line is tightening and you could definitely get some solid value later this week. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the weigh-ins too. This is the type of fight that everybody feels a kind of way. And then they see the weigh-ins and like, oh, there's a size difference here. Maybe I should be on that side.
That guy's fucking tall.
Yeah, yeah. And then the line starts moving again. But yeah, I'm not going to, like I said, I think Chidi gets it done because I think it'll be faster. I think it'll be more powerful. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not that confident, not enough to spend money. DraftKings will be interesting, though, because there could potentially be a finish here. Both of these guys are tough. Neither one is very chinny. But, anytime you get two strikers that throw the way that they throw, anything is possible. I'll probably leave them out of DraftKings, but if you want to see what our DraftKings expert is going to do, then become a premium member. Go to the DraftKings page, and you're going to get a full write-up on who you should have in which types of lineups for which types of contests. We on Piss.com just become a member. This dude tried to be, this is the enlightened community. Angelo has fewer brain cells, correct, because fewer is something you can count, because he has less chromosomes. That's also a fewer. That's also a fewer.
No, I agree.
I have fewer chromosomes.
No, the volume of your chromosomes. And you're supposed to be, in the chromosome thing, you have one more.
Well, fewer
one additional. One additional.
One more is fine. Fewer chromosomes would be like you're a Neanderthal. One more is Down syndrome. So,
hey, you guys.
It's just, it's just the enlightened group that we have.